biohacking, performance, mastery, mindset, holistic health. This is a show about getting better every single day. I'm on a mission, guys, to help over 1 million people get healthy and lose weight. Why? Because when you lose weight and get healthy, you have higher self-esteem. You have more self-confidence. And that person goes out and crushes their goals and starts living the highest version of themselves, and then they have way more impact on the world. What's up, guys? Happy Monday. Today, I want to talk to you about how to become a morning person. You know, if anybody's been following me for a while, they will. If you follow me on my Instagram, I post Monday through Friday the times that I'm waking up and that I'm getting up, and usually it's somewhere around 4 a.m. every day. And I'm doing it not only to hold myself accountable, but just to show everyone what I'm doing. And I think a lot of people reach out to me and they're like, well, how do I become a morning person? And why should I become a morning person? Why does it even matter in the first place? And so I want to talk about that. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should become a morning person, based on an expert who wrote the book The Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod, one of my favorite mentors. And he's got several good books, but one of them is The Miracle Morning, and he talks about the 5 reasons why you should become a morning person and why it's actually a good thing. And then we're going to talk about the 5 ways that you can do it. I'm going to share with you what actually Hal Elrod shares in his book, 5 ways to do it. I'm going to actually share the way I do it, which has nothing to do with Hal's 5 top ways. I think they're great, and that's why I want to share them, because I think it's going to help some people. But I want to also share what I do in my own morning routine. So you're going to get that. So again, we'll talk about the 5 top ways why you should do it, and the 5 ways to do it. And then I'm going to share with you at the very end the way I do it, and that I consistently get up at 4 a.m. on a regular basis, Monday through Friday. Okay, so the number one reason why you should consider becoming more of a morning person is, number one, you're going to be more proactive. You're going to be more proactive during the day. So what they've seen in just other studies is that folks that start their day and they get up early, they tend to have, and it makes sense because it's kind of like one of those keystone habits. If you read the book about The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, he talks about these keystone habits. And when you wake up and you start your day with this habit, which is basically building momentum, I think, for the rest of your day. And so that's what I see. I think a lot of people also need to prime their day, which is going to be another reason why being a morning person is so effective. So number one is you're going to be more proactive throughout the day. Number 2 is you're going to anticipate problems, and you're going to be able to head them off at the pass. That's 100% true, right? One of the great questions I like to ask people is like, what is a problem that's going to come up in the day that you foresee, and how could that possibly trip you up? So if you already know like how it's going to possibly trip you up, then you can actually mitigate it. You can actually prepare for it. You can get ahead of it. There's parts of your brain, right? Your brain will just react to problems based on whatever that highest level of training is that you've done, or from just a reactive state. It knows that's what your brain is going to do. So if you can actually prep the brain, you can prime the mind. If you prime the mind, and it's really interesting because from a self-defense standpoint, Tony Blauer talks a lot about this. And so if you go check out a lot of his research, it's really neat. But he talks about priming the brain. And when you prime the mind, you're activating this part of your reticular activating system. And if you can do that, the brain will basically start to build a mental blueprint of what to do, and to prior to that, prior to whatever triggers you, so that your response is going to be different, which I think a lot of us want. So if becoming a morning person is going to help you actually anticipate problems before they even show up, which is great. Also, you'll plan like a pro, right? You're going to have your day. You're going to be more productive. We talked about that at the beginning. You're going to be more productive. You're going to have a better itinerary, and you're going to be able to jumpstart your day. So that's number 3. Number 4 is you're going to have more energy. And what they found in studies is that folks that were compared to the morning risers and the late evening folks, that morning risers had more energy. And I think one of the big things is people that wake up in the morning, they usually do some form of movement practice, some kind of exercise, some kind of mobility. And we know that exercise actually creates brain flow to the brain. And there's a lot of good things when we look at cardiovascular benefits, right? Overall for brain health, as well as BDNF, which is brain-derived neurotropic factors. So that's going to make neurogenesis. Your brain's gonna actually create new neurons. You're gonna be in a better mood, right? We know the hormones that come from exercise. It creates a better mood, and that's gonna increase more confidence and more productivity throughout the day. So that's the number 4 reason. Number 5 is the early bird attitude advantages, right? So they did a study out of Barcelona, Spain, and they compared morning people with evening people. And they found that morning people tend to be more persistent and resistant to fatigue, frustration, and even other difficulties. So that led to less anxiety, less rates of depression, and the likelihood of substance abuse. Okay. So let's jump into the 5 ways that you can start becoming a more of a morning person. If this is something that you're trying to do, number 1 is set your intentions before bed. This is so true. It always comes the night before. It's the preparation the night before, the intention, knowing that you're going to get up in the early morning and you're going to hit the day running. Now, why do I think this is so important? Because I know from myself, many times I have woken up to the alarm and I'm like, oh my God, it's 4 a.m. And I'm like, do I really need to get up? I start asking myself these disempowering questions like, do I really need to get up? Is it really that important? Do I really have a lot of stuff? Or could I possibly snooze? Could I possibly sleep in a little bit longer? So I don't even ask myself any of those questions now because I've just built up such a habit. But if I didn't, you really want to understand, like, what is your intention? What's your why? What's your reason for wanting to get up early? Because when 4 a.m. hits or 3 a.m. or whatever the time is that you want to get up, you are automatically going to go into your old limiting beliefs and you are automatically going to go backwards. So set your intentions the day before. That's huge. The second thing you can do is when your alarm goes off, you can walk across the room, turn off the alarm clock. Obviously, that's a powerful strategy. It's going to force you to actually get out. You actually have to get out of your bed. I don't do that. I have my iPhone right next to me and I just turn it off right away. But everyone's different. I think that's a really good strategy, though. The third thing you're going to do is you're going to brush your teeth. I think this is great because it follows. It has You're going to be in a nice structure, a nice pattern, right? You wake up, you walk across the room, you turn it off, and then instead of going back into your old way, all right, now I got out of the bed. Now I'm going to go back, and I'm going to actually, go back to sleep. No, now you have a routine. Your routine is to brush your teeth, splash some cold water on your face, right? Um, Again, I don't do any of these, but I think these are really good recommendations based on Hal Elrod, who wrote the book The Miracle Morning and several other books and powerful motivational speakers. So the fourth thing, drink a glass of water. I think this is great because it's going to help with rehydration. We are very dehydrated when we wake up in the morning after 8 hours of sleep or however long we've been in bed. Our body goes through a detox process. And so we want to rehydrate. This is a really nice way to bring the body back into balance. So rehydrate in the morning. I actually do minerals in my water. Some of you guys can put lemon or lime or whatever to get those electrolytes as well. The fifth thing is, and the last final thing that Hal recommends, is to get dressed or jump in the shower. And again, this just sets that intention, that momentum of like, your day has started, you are ready, you are primed, and now you can get into your morning activities, whatever they may be, your goal setting, your meditation, your mindfulness practice, your exercise, whatever it is, you can jumpstart your day. So those are the 5 things. The 5 things, again, just to repeat, were set your intentions the night before, walk across the room and turn off the alarm. That's number 2. Number 3 is brush your teeth, splash some cold water in your face. Number 4, drink a glass of water. And then the 5th thing is get dressed or take a shower. Now, I'm going to share with you what I used to force myself to getting up at 4 a.m. And it was shared to me with another coach. And I think it was really, really powerful. And you can use this not only to set a morning routine, but you can use it really just for anything when you're trying to accomplish any of your goals and you're trying to crush it in life. So the thing is this, he said, Joel, first of all, he asked me the same thing. Why do you want to get up at 4 a.m.? What's your intent? What's your purpose? Does it even matter? Like, do I need to get up at 4 a.m. or can I still accomplish all my goals getting up at 8 a.m.? Probably. I mean, it depends how productive and busy you are, right? But one of the things for me is I wanted to do something hard. And when I do something hard and I do something difficult and I challenge myself, it starts to reiterate in the back of my subconscious that you do tough things. You do things that are difficult when nobody else wants to do those things. And it reaffirms a winner's mindset. And so that's why I love getting up at 4 a.m. on a regular basis. I don't have to, but it reaffirms my subconscious that I'm the type of person that gets up when no one else wants to do it. Because let's face it, nobody wants to do these kind of things. So, one, it instills a winner's mindset in me, resilience. Okay. That's number one. So he asked me again, what is your real why? When I gave him that answer, he's like, okay, that sounds good. Now, here's the deal. He said, you need to play all out. You need to go for 2 weeks straight and you need to get up at 4 a.m. No ifs, ands, or buts. I don't care if you got bad sleep the night before. I don't care if you had too much alcohol the night before, or you had a bad meal that set, or whatever. He's like, you need to get up at 4 a.m. for 2 weeks straight. And after that, you can reassess and see, was it worth it? Did it even matter? Did it make a difference? Because then you actually have data. You actually have some real like data to say, oh, was this effective? Did this actually work? And if it didn't work, then then you actually have the data and you can say, hey, I played full out and it wasn't worth it. And I can just ditch it. So I think that's really powerful. And I felt a good sense of security of saying, yeah, let me just fall out for 4 a.m. for 2 weeks. And if it doesn't work out, I can always quit because at least I can say, I tried it and it wasn't an effective strategy. It didn't work in my life. And so I think that is the best tool. And that is what's helped me because after 2 weeks of doing it, I found out, well, actually, I really like doing it. And now I really feel like I can't not get up at this time. And so that made me a morning person more so than anything. That was the most helpful thing. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Go out and have an amazing week and crush it this week. If you have any questions or you have anything I can do to help serve you, feel free to reach out to me. Shoot me an email, info@joelevancoaching.com. I can reach out to you there or shoot me a DM on Instagram @joelevancoaching. And I'm happy to connect with you guys there. Have an amazing week.